played. Hey, and welcome to our stream. This is Strixhaven Ilandara. I intentionally transitioned to this after saying a very depressing statement. So that's why our players are laughing, because my pain brings other people joy. I am Emerson. I am your DM for this evening, and every evening that we play this, because I'm the DM. We haven't swap that around. Yeah, I'm just the DM. In our top left corner, we have Ryza, played by Dylan. Dylan is an odd... Why was I about to give like a full backstory of who Dylan is? I was like, we met when I was 14. And I'm kidding. Which is true.
Wait,
but
I'm not top left anymore? What the
you're
fuck?
not top left anymore. You did get demoted.
Graduated.
Well, it's because I've
Well
like
done.
steadily changed everyone's names as people are missing. So like technically Trent is now in my sister's one and Dylan is in Trent's one, and they still say the original person's name, but I have to redo this whole layout because I've just made it my own nightmare. Next up is Trent playing Syntax. Syntax.
Yeah.
Syntax is his Texan cousin.
Oh my gosh!
Syntax.
No!
It's like Tex-Mex, right?
No way.
Next up is Alexa,
Oh,
our newest
cowboy
member,
hat on him, man.
playing Astrin, who is not Silverquill.
Oh.
But for some reason, even though I've been told this and I know this, I keep on being like, Astrin's Silverquill, right? And Alexa's like, no. Next up is Carly playing Evelina, the precious little fluff ball of an owlin. And then there's her character, who's a precious little fluff ball of an owlin. I thought that was funny, and then I said it and then got no response. So, apparently it wasn't.
Doing great.
Next up is Melody. Melody is playing Nim, who is a little goblin, but also like not actually a goblin. He's like 6'4", and objectively not the goblin race. But he is a goblin in all
The vibe
intents.
is there. That's all that
he's
matters.
a goblin.
He's a goblin at heart.
Yeah. He's like a dice
As am I.
goblin given form.
These
and-
descriptions, though.
He's just me, basically.
Right? That's such a mood.
It's just Melody, but actually tall.
Oh.
Yeah, a dream that I could never realize.
You're not that short. Actually,
I'm 5'2".
Yeah, never mind. My mom is also 5'2", and I forget that is short. Yeah, I was also 5'2", forever. So, yeah. I was 5'2" when I met Dylan. Okay, so now back to the game. No, I was the smallest and puntable freshman in high school. Oh my god.
And the next year you were taller.
Yeah, and then the next year I grew 5 inches in 1 year. My kneecaps hurt. Next is, and then I was like, let's do hurdles, because that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay.
Good times.
We are on campus. It is the end of our first semester here at Strixhaven. Everyone has taken their finals. Everyone passed with flying colors, except Dylan has not taken Ryza's finals. So we're gonna have Dylan be put on the spot and do finals right now.
Hell yeah.
We all passed. Of course you will.
Yeah. Ryza, because you were here to be at the Radiant Citadel for even just like a session or two, you technically don't get to study because that means your character was at the Radiant Citadel until the day before finals. So what that means is good luck. You don't have a reroll unless you have advantage. Melody is ascending to heaven as we speak, but
Heaven?
also I think she's straight up frozen, is about to be disconnected from us. So she's
Oh,
just
no.
hearing us roast her, and then
She's used to it.
Seems purposeful.
yeah, it does
looks
seem
great.
purposeful. It does look very
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
God,
He's looking angelic. You're like, man.
Yeah.
so ethereal.
She's just watching us on the stream, being like, "God damn it!" Yeah, she's commenting so she can.
I'm gonna
She's
take a picture of that.
so she can hear us, but she's not here. But she is. but she's like 3 seconds or however many seconds delayed. You're fine. We have to do a test right now anyways. So Dylan, I'm working. I love that it's in all capitals. So Dylan, let me pull up our test information. This first, the study test is a DC 12, but you don't get to study. But again, you know that the test DC is going to be at least higher than the study DC. So just to give you an idea. This time you will have 3 tests instead of just 2. Remember, you can choose to cheat. That would be a sleight of hand or a deception check. Let me turn you up a little bit because I think I have you a little too low. Sorry, ignore the big Discord pop-up stream. Okay, cool. Now let us have fun with this. So first and foremost, we have... oh my god, hold on, I'm trying to... Where are my notes? So well, she's gone. So until she comes back, I'm going to put us on technical difficulties just for a second.
Man,
so
we really invested in that at a good time.
Yeah,
a little technical difficulties.
It's great. This is artwork by Jerry, who hates us and doesn't play with us anymore. That's not what happened. He is an adult making money. And his money-making time conflicts with his hanging out with friends and having a good life time. Again, I am throwing shade. Absolutely. Cool, she has backeth. Is she back?
Hello?
Everyone is in the wrong spot. No.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Right now, we now have Dylan... Okay, good. People switch spots. Now Melody's coming back. There she is. You're all good. That was kind of great.
Is it good now?
Yeah. So
okay.
let's...
You're like, Melody's ascending to heaven, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And then I look over and it's all blown out.
It was kind of great. I'm not even joking.
Really funny.
Okay, so...
Timed perfectly, too.
We have a medicine check for your first test. We are determining what parts of magical creatures and just in general, what is healthy, what isn't, what can be used for medicine. Let's see if you can do this essay question. If I had the Jeopardy, if I had the rights to the Jeopardy sound, I would play it.
Medicine,
yeah.
Right?
Roll a medicine and let's see how this goes. I really want it to... Okay, I was about to say I really want it to go poorly because everyone did so well. Do keep in mind, other people can pass their inspiration to other players if they so choose, if anyone has inspiration still.
Yeah, not me.
But a 7... you can't re-roll and you don't have an inspiration. So you got a 7. That essay was the exact topic you were not ready to write an essay on. But who knows? You know, maybe the multiple choice will be better. That's a history check. Why don't we go with our history check for multiple choice?
Here we go.
Good luck.
Come on. You think you're doing really well, and then the teacher calls time.
Oh fuck!
So you were doing great, but then you realize a good third of your paper is not filled in. And you know you were doing well, but you were double checking like every answer as you put it, thinking you had more time. So you're pretty damn sure you like aced everything you put down. But yeah, next.
You did the worst on both of these compared to all the characters so far.
Next is the best part. And what I mean by best part is probably the part that most people would find the worst. The presentation. You have to go up to the front of the class and give a presentation. And in this case, that would be a performance check. I'd like to point out Syntax gave a whole performance about essentially how multiple choice tests and all of that are BS. And that, because he crit on that, like got him a success where he did not do well earlier. I'm going to switch to technical difficulties again because Melody abandoned us.
Abandoned by God.
Yeah.
You don't
the
need
stream
Nim
placement got all
anymore.
messed up.
Yeah, it's just because it shifts where people are placed, and I feel like that'll be more distracting than just saying technical difficulties and hearing us. So, Dylan, what did you roll for your performance check? That is an 18. Okay, so Ryza, knowing that you have to make it up after the first 2 parts of this test, you know you're gonna give it your all for this presentation, even if like your main performance, like you mainly prefer music, you know, like you'd rather not give a speech in front of people, but you managed to pull it through. It's not the best one everyone's seen, but it's definitely not one that paints you in a bad light, makes it seem like you didn't put in work or anything like that. So all in all, unfortunately, you passed, but very lowly. You got like the bare minimum, like C minus.
A minus. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're still fine. You're still fine. You luckily beat the performance check by above 5 above the DC. So that makes it so that that one success is still an overall success. Normally you would have to get 2 out of 3 unless one is above 5 from the DC. The DC was 13. Yeah, so again, all in all, it sucks because you like get back your multiple choice test, and it is true, everything you filled out is correct. But the key word is everything you filled out. And then your essay is just terrible. Your essay is just not good. You're like, medicine are things that are helpful to
In this,
you.
yeah, in this essay, we'll be discussing. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can't really blame yourself. You were off saving the world and then got spirited, or saving the academy, and they got spirited away to another dimension you can't talk about. So, you know.
yeah. Bullshit.
Exactly. I'm sure you were like
Last
thinking
time
of
I
magical
saved the
items. You're like thinking of magical creatures, and then you remember like the creatures made out of crystals inside of the Radiant Citadel, and you're like, wow, that's cool. I wonder, and then you find yourself like tongue-tied because you can't talk about the Radiant Citadel, and you're like mentally tongue-tied, and you're like, wow, this isn't helpful. Screw you, Shadrix. You're supposed to be a professor.
I fucking hate you.
Emerson, I'm back if you want to.
Yeah, I'll switch us on over.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Everything should be good now.
You're totally fine. If it happens again, it's charming. You're good.
I'm sorry.
It's a charming gimmick for this episode. It keeps the audience entertained, all 5 of them,
It
which
has to
are
happen
just
a third
us.
time for it to really be funny.
Yeah, you're right. Comedy is in 3s. So I almost kicked you. But I almost
That would have
kicked
been
you.
valid.
No,
Bad
because then
D&D
I
players get kicked from the server.
well, oh god, imagine if I accidentally kicked you from the server.
Oh my God.
Now I'm just getting anxiety over something that didn't happen.
I'm sorry.
Oh god, the anxiety.
Oh no.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
fine. Don't you love that? Like when you remember an embarrassing thing that happened like 10 years ago and you're like, I'm just gonna go die now. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Oh no, I'm doing it now. I'm thinking of like 5 different things. Oh god. Okay.
Does it make you feel better if I tell you I was trying to find something in my sketchbook and I just came back across this?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
For those of you who do not know what Alexa just held up, if you join our Discord, you'll be able to see that exact piece of artwork, which is Syntax and Quintilius doing the whole like rewrite the stars sequence from I almost said How to Train Your Dragon. Oh my god, what is it called? What is it called? It's not called that.
Greatest Showman.
Thank you. I don't know how I confused those 2 titles because they are so drastically different and don't sound alike at all. But this is welcome to our session, guys. This is gonna be a fucking fun one.
I was trying to find notes.
You're good.
Is it at any time I can just go, Mavinda, what the fuck, and then die?
Yeah, pretty
Don't
much.
think I'm gonna.
So last session, speaking of, let's do a quick abbreviation of like the main things that happened last session. You guys talked to Shadrix a bit more. He was a little not helpful in any way. And then he was a little sus, I'll say. Not terrible, but not, yeah.
He talked about the mimetic. That was good.
Yeah, so you did learn about mimetics, which are items that can trigger spells in someone's mind if they repressed memories. It's arguably more of a magical technique than even a magical spell of compartmentalizing part of your brain. The item itself is not magical, but it serves as the key to unlock your mind. He thinks, because Syntax said that they couldn't remember anything, that perhaps Syntax has a mimetic somewhere. If there's information that Syntax has that they wish to keep secret. But the problem with mimetics is that you have to know what that item is. And also, there's no way to actually tell if Syntax has one. So it's quite possible that Syntax doesn't, and that Syntax just can't remember things. Once you guys got back to campus, there was a whole fiasco of trying to get the cursed rock away from Nim. It ultimately succeeded and ended up getting both Nim and Syntax no longer or uncursed, and then getting the treant who takes care of the campus cursed.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but that treant just stormed off to harass Mavinda, so it's fine.
Just dealing so much that night.
Yeah, Mavinda already cured 2 people, so yeah. Then later that evening, or I guess earlier that evening, Astrid played some sneakeroo tricky swaps with Nim's magic scrying item and shoved it underneath her bed. Astrid and Syntax agreed to be sneaky little sneaks with the Necrocore. And not do anything without talking to each other first. Syntax also wants to go with Astrid to give it to Urin Levidius. And
Sure, go well.
yeah, it'll totally go great. There's absolutely nothing bad that could happen from that. And then Syntax had some dreams, which is a new situation for Syntax. In the dream, first of all, Syntax has realized that they're dreaming now because he got cursed by Turgrid, the god of fear and nightmares. But one of the dreams does feel more of like a recollection than a true dream. In it, Syntax, unable to move, kind of watching from the sidelines, sees a man kind of emotionally broken and Mavinda looming over him in the sort of burning remains of what appears to be a laboratory of some kind. Mavinda says something about calling this guy a friend, and then that's kind of all Syntax can recall. It has definitely not left Syntax thinking highly of Mavinda. But yeah, which I'm so excited for. It is also a reminder that Mavinda, before she was working here on campus, was effectively the equivalent of a Black Ops agent. So yeah, all of the sudden her big bulk seems substantially more intimidating as opposed to like Mother Henley, which is what she kind of tries to put up. But you also realize, like, you think back to the first day you met her where she just like with one leg kicked a massive library table like fully across the entire library. Like, there's no way for lack of a better term, there's no way her strength is less than an 18. So yeah. She may be an owl, she may have hollow bones, but
She'll kick your ass.
yeah, don't mistake hollow bones for weakness. Keep in mind this is the same species as Evelina. Now,
Yeah, I'm afraid.
It's fine. They're like
Goodness
dogs. There's a whole bunch of different variables with
Arc.
their genes.
I know we joked about it, but it's getting real.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, the goal is to give you the option for villain arc. We'll see if that happens. So,
One fear.
we are going into our winter break, which is also the end of the actual calendar year. At the end of winter break is a single month day, a single day month that is it's kind of outside of the normal month structure. It is both the beginning and end of the year. At noon, there is a triple eclipse where both of the moons of this world cross in front of the sun, and that eclipse marks the end of one year and the beginning of another. It's very lucky to be born on that day, but on the flip side, it's very unlucky to be born in the month you're currently in. That will happen at the final day of winter break before your school resumes. The school will have festivities for that day. Think of it as kind of like 4th of July-esque, where there'll be fireworks and, it's New Year's. The only difference is that it happens midday, not middle of the night. So you are all welcome back then, but for the 2 weeks before that, you are free to do whatever you choose. Some of you are staying on campus, some of you are going out. Regardless, I'm going to let us do sort of our scenes that we want to do for this, and then we will dive into semester 2. Though, take as long as you want. We could spend this whole session on winter break, and that is still great. First off, is there anyone who is not staying on campus for winter break? I believe earlier we mentioned that Evelina's going to go spend time with her moms. Riza, you were not here for this. Is there, do you want to go visit family for winter break, or will you be staying on campus for the 2 weeks? Okay.
I'll be staying on campus.
I will say you definitely get a letter from specifically your brother writing about how much he misses you and how he wishes that you could be there. And that what's great is that he may miss you this winter break, but next winter break, he'll join you because he's officially been accepted for the next school year at Strixhaven, which is really cool because he's so young, he didn't think they'd let him get in the Prodigy program, but they did. So he's very excited to be able to join you next year, which for you is a nightmare. But, unfortunately, you find yourself pissed off at this. Even though, it technically didn't do anything wrong, but you're also just, livid about it regardless.
Yeah.
Like siblings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't fucking talk to me when you're here.
We have another very pensive Melody right now. She's very weighing.
Yeah,
she's weighing
I
her
gotta.
thoughts.
Oh no!
So
I gotta restart one more time. I'm so
Oh, but
sorry.
your
I
audio is
promise I'll
still
fix
here.
it.
Okay, you're good. I'm gonna
I
hit
promise
technical
I'll fix
difficulties.
it.
You're fine. It's hilarious. Remember, rule of 3 in comedy.
Right.
Okay,
We made
technical
it.
difficulties is up. You're good.
Okay.
Okay, so Riza's going to stay on campus. Because of that, and because I think the majority of us are staying on campus, I'm going to do all of you after we do Carly. So Carly, you are going to join with both of your moms for the holiday. You get a letter toward the end of the semester. Technically, the letter arrives while you are otherwise indisposed. But when you come back, you do have a letter waiting for you. Apparently, your moms are visiting, or I should say one of your moms is visiting your other mom at one of her dig sites. And the dig site is actually closer to campus than where you traditionally live. It is in the wastes, so it is a little dangerous. But if you want to meet up with them, they can organize essentially hire a caravan to drive you to and from. They say, it might not be very exciting out here, darling, but we would love to see you. Though, of course, we totally understand if you want to stay on campus and hang out with all of your new friends. So I'm assuming you do decide to go meet up with them.
Absolutely. She wants to tell like anything she can
Yeah.
about like everything she's experienced so far.
I imagine you've probably written letters throughout the school year. Whether or not they're super detailed, you seem like the person, or I should say, Evelina seems like the person who would at least keep her parents informed, if nothing else.
But she's definitely gonna also bring those peppers she won at the at the
Yes!
fair. Be like, look what I won at a fair at school.
Nice.
So,
That's nice. Dear.
that's so good. So, Zariah Rosengard, your human mother, is we'll specify that. Oh my god, I'm like trying to find where to go off of technical difficulties, and I'm like panicking, and I realize it's just because it's not on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Fuck, internet. English is hard. Your human mother is a member of Lorehold College and an alumni. While she's not a faculty, she has helped them, worked as a teacher's assistant for a few years, but teaching wasn't necessarily her calling. So, ooh, hello, Dapple Gentlemancer. Thank you for the subscription, or the follow, not subscription, because we don't make enough money for that. But thank you. But your mother is instead works a lot with researchers and upperclassmen of Lorehold, oftentimes running sponsored dig sites in the wastes to the northeast, except it's west, to the northwest of campus. The wastes are the remnants of an ancient civilization that theoretically was ground zero for the calamity that essentially brought about the end of the previous age. Melody is now very dark. Oh my god. It went very bright and is now very dark. But yeah. So besides that, apparently they are really only about a half day's carriage ride north of Lorehold campus, because Lorehold campus is set up right on the edge of these wastes, right against a mountain range that properly protects the school from the dangers of their wastes. The caravan that you ride in is to anyone else rather intimidating, but to you it's something that you're used to. This caravan is very much so a carriage, but the wheels are metal reinforced. The walls have metal steel plating on the wood. It very much so is pretty much the closest you can get to, like, think an armored vehicle carriage. Additionally, the animals pulling it are massive sloths, not a horse or something of the like. These sloths are oftentimes misleading because people consider sloths to be rather slow animals. But these, being just so large, are very good at pulling heavy loads and have very thick hides. So it's hard for things to particularly harm them, if that makes any sense. They are a common sight for Lorehold students. Let me show you a picture of them.
Oh my god, yes. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm trying to load the picture, but it's just not really being
If you
friendly.
show me a sloth armored carriage, I'm gonna be impressed.
I don't have the armored carriage, but I do have the sloth with its like as a mount, pretty much. It's one of my favorite artworks. And of course, my internet is being really weird, so I actually have to turn off D&D Beyond 20 because it is freezing my computer. So that's great. Okay, let's get this going. I'm going to keep describing as I get this image up for you. So there are 2 relic sloths pulling this carriage. Think of it as kind of a almost like settlers on the Oregon Trail, it being pulled by oxen. It's very much so slow and steady, but a powerhouse. There's also noticeably quite a few supplies on this carriage, as well as 1 or 2 graduate students. Graduate student is the name used for students in the latter 2 years of their time at Strixhaven. Typically when you start doing independent studies. You chat somewhat when they find out that you're related to your mother, that she's your mom. They get very excited, kind of ask you about a few of her dig sites, ones that you actually have been to, and then a few others that were, quote, too dangerous. Your mother specializes in studying the wastes, and oftentimes a lot of her research is there. You're not allowed to go fully into the wastes because the wastes are very much so overrun with undead and various unimaginable horrors, as many people describe them. But that is why they have such fierce animals, such as this relic sloth.
Look at that lad.
What?
Oh,
Yo.
what a lad.
So again, it's sloth. It's a sloth, but don't think of it as slothful, right?
Yeah.
Um,
That thing would
Best
fuck
boy.
you up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are very sweet. They tend
Are
this.
they?
Well, I mean,
They look sweet.
yeah,
I love them.
yeah. They're. I mean, it's unaligned. It's a beast, right? It moves at about 20 feet per instead of the usual 30, so it is slower than a normal thing. But a lot like an ox. It you don't want to be in its way because it's like it's an elephant. It's not mass. Mass is a thing. But yeah, also those claws are like insanely large. So yeah, they're kind of the only animal that people use out in these wastes because they're good with the heat, the lack of water. Think of it as like a camel on crack. Yeah. Eventually, after about 7 hours or so of riding, you arrive at this camp. The ruins surrounding you are very... well, you've seen weirder. Let's put it like that. The students that rode with you it's incredible. It's still really cool, but like you remember that one time that your mom was digging out a pyramid. Like that's so much cooler. Again, it's more of just you're used to it than
Why are none of us in the coolest school at this?
I'm so
college?
bitter about it, guys. You don't even understand. It's literally the best school, and it's the one that gives me an excuse to tell you all the lore I set up for the game. But no, people want to be in the performance school.
Emerson, we're all playing D&D. What did you expect?
I know. You already have teleported yourselves to a different dimension, so like I don't know what I expected.
We're all typecasted.
I mean, I joke. I'm not actually upset about it. I love that it's not what I expected. These ruins are... I'm trying to find a good picture for the ruins.
I'm still looking at the sloth. It's awesome.
Same.
Isn't the sloth really
I'm just
cool?
looking at it.
Please put this in the Discord later because I want to continue looking at it.
It's so cool, right? Okay.
I love it so much.
Just a lad, a good pure lad.
Just the best lad. Best boy.
Okay, I will say actually the ruins are pretty cool. They're just not quite as intense as some of them you've been to. Your mother is nowhere to be seen, but you do quickly hear the ruffle of feathers that tells you that your other mother has very much so seen the other mother. No, has seen
That's
that
what I
you.
Trying not
I
to say anything.
know. Has seen that you've arrived. First off, this is the ruins that you are currently at. So there are
Yeah, that's
pyramids. and whatnot.
boring.
I know.
I love Moonlight.
I was saying it's boring. It's not. They're really impressive.
I want to go to
I
there.
want to go. Yeah, why did we all stay?
Yeah, I mean,
All this dumb
it's
stuff.
your damn
God,
fault.
we-
I was
We
like,
really
Evie would have
played
offered up,
ourselves.
say, anyone want to come meet my moms or like come hang out?
I would, but
I
think
would've
we're
said
doing a
yes, what
Gold
the fuck?
Haven thing.
Yeah,
Or Gold
Gold Heart. Close. You're good. Yeah.
We
So.
really played ourselves.
Your other mother flaps up, and you feel a very tight hug kind of envelop you from behind. It's definitely from a pair of small arms, not small compared to you, but if you compare them to another human, they're probably pretty small. And you turn around to see a Kenku woman. Your other mother is I clicked off of your the page because of course I did. Getting the sloth, I clicked off of it. So now of course the name is not right in front of me. Your other mother, Kay Rosengard, is a merchant who has found herself at this point effectively the de facto supplier of pretty much half of the digs that Lorehold does at this point. She looks at you and kind of ruffles her feathers as she separates out from her embrace. And in the kind of squawking, sort of mimicry-like voice that Kenkus have, she looks at you and says, my goodness, have you grown more? Next I look, you're gonna be taller than me. Objectively, you're like to her waist.
Oh
But
my
it's
god.
very much so like the thing that a mom says to their, it's, yeah. This is something she says a lot whenever she doesn't see you for a long time.
I just posted her in the character art just so people can see what Kenku mom looks like.
She's
Bet.
amazing. I cannot access character art on my end right now, so I can't post it for our viewers. But if you want to see this amazing artwork and other things, join our Discord, where you can interact with the cast, as well as see all of our silly memes we post while we're playing and afterward. Character art, official and otherwise. We have a lot of artists on our game, so we get a lot of artwork. It's really cool. Kay Rosengard smiles down at you happily.
Oh.
So, you have to start telling me everything. I'll take you to Mom. Come on. She's inside of this temple over here. She found some, well, she'll explain it to you better than I can. We both know that I'm just here for support. She chuckles to herself. As she kind of hops along. She can't fly, you can, which does make it easier for you with all the sand. She's kind of fighting her way up one of these sand dunes to get inside of one of these temples, whereas you can just kind of flit your way on up. As she gets inside, you see a human woman, her hair tied back, a bandana tied around her head to stop the sweat from dripping into her eyes. Sort of ordering a few people around, including some fresh-faced grad students. And when her eyes land on you, she completely lights up. Whatever tiredness you saw in her eyes is gone. As she just looks over at you. Oh my word! Let me guess, she already told you that you grew? I mean, you did. So, I don't know what to say. Are your clothes still fitting? Do we have to buy you a whole new wardrobe now?
No, they all fit just fine.
Well, that's good to hear. We've been getting your letters. It's a bit delayed getting them out to here, but oh, I'm so happy with every single one you've written, but you have to tell us properly. She looks around the dig site. The kids can handle it. Come on. Let's go to our tent. We'll make some tea and we can talk, yes?
Nice.
She trudges on through the sand. Like right as Kay gets to the temple, Zariah starts walking out of it. And Kay just sort of lets out a sigh of exhaustion as she turns around and starts trudging back after her wife.
Poor.
Yeah, like she's not complaining, but obviously she's very done with the sand dunes, right? Like,
Even but definitely at least like stick to her, like not fly off.
Yeah,
At least like, oh, let's struggle together.
yeah, and she just gives you like that knowing smile of like, we've done this numerous times before, right? Like Zariah gets really excited and we just, it's fine. She ignores, yeah. You get inside the tent and very like think Indiana Jones style archaeologist tent with the canvas flaps and all that. Inside there's a little tea kettle that you recognize as one of the magical tea kettles that you grew up with. It is the only one. It's like a little, think of it like an electric tea kettle. It has like a little stone you set it on, and when it's on the stone it'll heat up. She starts brewing a pot of coffee and then turns to you. So, everything. Tell me everything. Have you decided on a college? I'm assuming Prismari. It's the one we spoke about. Obviously, I would love to see you in Lorehold, but I'd much rather see you happy. Oh, as she squeezes you in a tight hug. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. She goes back over and starts pouring tea. So, go, start talking if you want. Obviously, no pressure. But she gives like a side-eye glance at Kay as if this is like they're remembering a conversation they've had. And then they look back to Evie. We just would love to hear how you're doing. I mean, it's a big step to be on your own. And we know you can handle it, obviously. But can't blame a mom for worrying.
Oh yes, of course. Like it was kind of scary at the start, but it's been so cool to see so many different things.
And so like just mile a minute, just go off about everything that she can.
I love it.
I definitely say she will not mention how she almost died.
I imagine.
Keep that to yourself.
Keep that under wraps. But
okay. So you just kind of fill them in on everything, your friends, you explain who people are, all of that. Okay, cool. Do you explain anything about the Auric being on campus?
that's a good question. Maybe not.
I imagine not. It's a very sweet and friendly family reunion, but you also know that Kay will lose her shit if she finds out that there's like Auric on campus and they're sending their like precious only daughter there, and like it could be so dangerous. Imagine.
I mean, the other mom gave her a knife, so
yeah, but that's the whole thing. Is like Kay is the one that like is the reason why you didn't go to all the dig sites, right? Like, the other one gave you like a knife and a really cool jewel, and is like, hey, fucking go for it. Whereas the other mom is like, okay, no, knives are not for children. Yeah, she's definitely raising two kids. She just
yeah.
Best family dynamic.
Yeah. Like you even see it here. Like Zariah's like getting the tea ready, but she has obviously like forgotten to get out cups and whatnot. So Kay like goes out and puts them there. So then they're just like conveniently there for when Zariah's like ready to pour the tea. Stuff like that. It's very sweet, but it's the dynamic you're used to, right? Yeah. Yeah, I want you to, for the sake of what's going on here, roll roll essentially a d20 for me, but just luck based. This is just a luck check. So there's no modifier or anything like that. We're just seeing if you get above a 10 or under a 10.
Well, bam. 14.
A 14. Okay, yeah. You hear, after you've kind of finished telling them about your time, that apparently this dig site has had a bit of a problem with undead kind of coming and harassing things. But it seems like their latest wards have held. That's totally not what I was rolling for. And the undead that kind of quite literally fill the sands of the waste seem to not really be too much of a problem, at least compared to it how it has been a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so you find out that they are currently digging for some artifacts that apparently have some historical significance regarding like some cultural aspect of this civilization, yada yada. It kind of like you're there, you're listening, you're supportive because they're into it, but it very much goes in one ear, out the other. Something about the culture. It's not about like their science or magic, so you're a little less interested. It's about, you think, agriculture. But still, like, I mean, your mom's really excited because she found a shard of a pot that has like a name carved in it. So like, you know, she's excited about that. So you're excited about it. But like, ultimately, it's just kind of a piece of broken pottery. But you know, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. Let me see something. You stay here for, I'd say, probably, how long do you want to stay here with them?
Oh, that's a good question. I think she would definitely want to go back to see any of the festivities the school has to offer for that one
you
day
have a
month.
2-week break. You could stay here for 1 week and then come back for the second week even.
Yeah, we could definitely
You
do
could
that.
also stay here for, essentially, you could stay here for as short as like 3 days or almost the entire break. It's up to you.
Probably like a week, maybe like, yeah, about a week. I'd say a week would be good, and then use the other week to head back and get ready.
Okay, cool. So as you are here chilling, the first few days are relatively uneventful. You do have the occasional scare of zombies or whatnot on the perimeter, but they have been very well fortified compared to at least some of the digs you've gone to, as this one is directly linked to the college. One thing that is interesting for certain is that this site is one of, I believe 3 is what your mother is trying to tell you at this point. 3 different sites that have sort of this blue stone-like element integrated into the undead found at this site. It's almost as if their bodies were plated in this kind of almost metal before they died, or perhaps after they died, but their skeleton seems almost plated. It's very strange. And it is something that even just from your experience with your parents, is unique. You've never seen it before, and you've gone to a lot of these sites. Is there... roll another luck check for me. We're going to do 3 total for your whole week there. So this first one.
Okay. Ooh,
That is an 8. Okay. Now show me your. Now I want to see all of them, and then I'll figure out what's happening there. The next one. A 2. I'm liking this more and more. Keep going.
14.
And a
Again.
14. Okay. Fine. The good
I'm
news.
scared now.
No. It's
Oh, no.
You needed at least one success, so this wouldn't be like a problem. But I need spooky music.
Oh.
I don't have spooky music, so we're just gonna.
You're gonna have to do some initiative. We'll play all the bad guys.
No. That's literally if she had failed 3 times over, it would have gotten to that extent, pretty much. I probably would have done it as a modified encounter where it's kind of a roll off of like, roll this to try to hide, roll this to try to, But in this case, it's more of a feeling that starts to wash over the group. It starts probably about on the 3rd day. Just this underlying unease. You've seen this before, or at least your mother has explained it to you before, that the wastes sometimes start playing on the minds of those digging in it. That if you spend too much time here, you'll start losing track of which way's north, which way's south, of even just where you put your water bottle. All these little things that just start making it. The wastes are a harsh environment, in part because it almost tries to make you forget how to stay alive. So you start seeing that type of behavior permeate the camp. And then on the 3rd day, you see something unsettling. Looming on top of one of these spires, just outside of where you have set up camp, is something watching you all. It's difficult to tell the size of it, but it's at the very least probably 10 feet tall if it stood up. It's difficult to tell as it just looms in the distance watching. Strangely enough, many of the people who have been here a long time seem to pay no regard to it. Whereas a lot of the people who have been here more recently, like you and the undergrads or the graduate students who arrived with you, see it and find it unnerving. Once they point it out to people, they're like, oh, yes, that thing, it sometimes watches us. And that's all they say. As if this isn't something to be alarmed by.
Sure, it's fine.
It remains there for 3 days. It never seems to leave. It never seems to take flight. It just sits and watches. But you're certain it's moving its head, tracking people as they walk through the camp. It's very much so alive, or unalive, whatever it is. But it's true that by the 3rd day, you're kind of feeling the same way that those other people feel. It's been here for 3 days. It's just sitting there and watching. Weird stuff happens in the waste, and in general, as long as you don't mess with it and engage, you're typically fine. So long as no one goes over and tries to mess with this thing, you're probably okay, right? It's probably just some weird demon that takes this area as its its domain, so you just don't go toward where it's standing, because it's probably guarding it. So you just, like any other wild animal, you just give it space and you're fine. It's just posturing, right? The day before you leave, it's gone. And a massive sandstorm rolls in the second half of the day. putting the rest of the dig site on hold. It's stressful as it's partially covering up a lot of what people have uncovered. And your mother's complaining about how it's definitely setting you back a number of days. But that's when you hear it. The clanging bell of the watchtower. It's important to set up a watchtower on your dig sites, especially when you're in the wastes. And your mother looks at you. And this is probably one of the first times that you've seen genuine fear in the eyes of your mother. The clanging bell abruptly stops. And your mother turns to you and her wife. And Zariah stares deeply into your eyes with a panic. We need to get into the temple right now. We need to get into the temple and seal the door right now. She starts pushing you out of your tent into the burning sand as it slashes at you. Your other mother, Kay, is quickly running with you, and you watch as Zariah effectively scoops her up into one of her arms and tries to drag her along. You try to fly, but the beating sand is too much for your wings. And you kind of are forced to sort of hop glide forward toward the temple that you were going to in the beginning. You see other students and other individuals running toward this temple. And you also are hearing screams echoing just out of sight.
What the heck?
You eventually get inside of this temple, and then you see it. Or I should say, then you see them. Coming out of the sand in waves. The very sand dunes themselves twisting and transforming is the Horde.
Oh.
Waves of undead turning the ground into a writhing mass of bodies come crashing towards you, come crashing towards your dig site. You watch as a digger falls and they just swarm over them. Once inside the temple, you see 3 students working very diligently to move the heavy stone slab across the door. You're going to seal yourselves in, but it's very easy to tell that it's better to seal yourself in than to stay outside.
Did they leave people out there?
Yes. There are people running. You watch as a few manage to jump and dive in. A few others, it's very clear, will not make it to the door in time. You also know that you cannot stall this door. Because if you wait, they are going to make it inside.
For a relaxing 2-week break from school.
Oh my gosh.
I want to also say it's really unsettling the perspective on the artwork. It makes it look like that one's dragging the necklace of whoever's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a good piece.
Oh my gosh.
It is, but at what cost?
Look. Yeah. Oh.
Fuck.
Man, we're gonna watch Evie die. This is awesome.
No, here's the thing.
Gosh.
If she got another failure, she would have had to make checks to get in here.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will say,
Why isn't this the
roll-
campaign?
It can be. I'm showing you this because it can be. Again, you
Never
guys
seen
will
being
have
passive
options.
aggressive.
No, it's not a problem. It's just there are many. We're gonna do the same thing in Goldheart. We're gonna have some fun shit in Goldheart. So the
Oh,
goal is
God.
to show you there's other fun adventures in this world.
I'm afraid.
Roll a perception check for me.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's see what you can see at the last moments as this closes.
Yeah, before it's plunged in darkness.
18.
An 18.
She sees.
You see something leading this horde, or perhaps
Said,
Fuck.
leading might not be the right term.
Commanding.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Oh.
It looms in the background, and you know for a fact this creature is probably at least 40 feet tall.
nope.
It sits atop
Wait.
a crumbled ruin, looking down at its horde. You see flapping in the air around it is the creature from earlier, the one that was sitting and watching for 3 days.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my god!
Go.
That's what you saw for 3 days?
No, this is something else.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 days of that, no big deal. It's fine.
Oh my god!
You rolled an 18?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll get a closer look.
No.
You watch as the thing that was watching you all for 3 days seems to hand this creature something.
No.
And you recognize it as a kopesh, a sword. Specifically one that your mother showed you when you arrived. Apparently they dug it up the day before. And with your 18 perception, you have a feeling that unveiling that kopesh is what led to this. The creature...
How do you spell... Sorry, how do you spell Kopesh?
Kopesh.
Thank you.
That's badass.
That's so sick.
To
I am
give you an
afraid.
idea of its scale. A kopesh is effectively a long sword.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's fought with 2 hands.
horrifying.
Nice.
Oh,
Can't stop
You
looking at it.
are in this temple as the sand howls, which now sounds eerily closer to screams, for 16 hours. No one sleeps. The air is growing stale as you've sealed the only entrance and the only source of fresh air. You also don't have any water because you weren't ready for this. You ran in. One person had a canteen, but it was passed around to what? 20 people, and is quickly empty. Your mothers try their best to comfort you, but Kay takes mainly that responsibility. Zariah is now the de facto head of this dig. The previous head having not made it inside of the temple. It's up to her to keep everyone calm for the 16 hours. Using a sending stone, she messages Strixhaven that they need an evacuation. And only after it has been quiet for perhaps 2 hours does your mother dare to roll the stone away. And what you see is the gentle rolling sand and ruins, exactly like they were before all of this happened.
Great break.
You also see 4 caravans led by relic sloths pulling up. And it's very clear that the rest of the dig is not going to continue. There is no sign of anyone who was lost outside of the door. No bodies, no signs of a scuffle, no anything. They have perhaps become part of the undead horde at this point. Back at Strixhaven,
You
Oh
man.
my gosh!
I would like to point.
Emerson, respectfully, fuck you.
Hey, it was fun, right?
Thank you.
It was fun, right? We all had fun.
I wonder, do they get alarms like it's breaking news that Lorehold's gone to heck?
I mean, to be fair, and I hate to say this isn't unheard of for a dig in the wastes. Like this really, your mother, as you're writing back, will explain that this is not the first time something like this has happened for one of the digs she is on. And this is why they have tried not to have you come to them. What's nice, she emphasizes, is that this dig was less isolated than others, and they could call for backup and an escape. Otherwise, they only had that one carriage you came in on, which was left outside, so you had literally nothing and would have been stranded here until they arrived. There's also no sign of any of your water, any of your food, any of anything. It's very easy to get fucked over. And your mother will also say that they were testing fate by not having their the temple better stocked. She'll say that they should have expected this and put more inside of there, including more food rations and water and all of that. Yeah. But the good news is your parents will be with you for the at least first couple days of the second week of break on campus, right?
She could show them her room.
Yeah.
Wow.
She is definitely like kind of clutching to them like on the ride back, like
All the rest of us are like, "How was your break?" And you're like,
Evie's crying.
Well, there's also the problem of the fact that Zariah definitely. You can tell that Zariah and Kay are trying not to have a fight in front of you. Because it's very clear Zariah intends to restock and go back out.
Mother, no. Oh.
And they're like trying to be good about it and not argue in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell that, yeah. We just lost Trent. Let me switch to technical difficulties. I also need some water. It wasn't me
this time.
That is true. Sorry, that took a little bit longer than I had intended it to take.
That's okay.
That was insane, man.
Yeah,
that's the kind of shit you guys would have had to deal with if you did Lorehold College.
I kind of wish
suddenly I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
I want to go back there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Don't worry, guys.
I no longer want to go to there.
But the sloths.
The sloths.
It's certainly not worth it, Emerson.
Again, there's a reason why the sloths are the only thing they bring out to the desert.
Oh.
Wait, what? Did the sloths make it into the
definitely not.
No.
The sloth is just gone.
Oh.
Rip.
Oh, man.
Man.
Oh.
Wah, wah. Okay,
Can I
that
have
was
shit
so
in this
mean.
house?
No.
Trent,
No,
are you
no,
back
no.
with us? Can you hear us? I guess not. Or we just can't hear you. But
Trent didn't make it in the temple.
Trent didn't make it into the temple.
Oh,
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh
I'm just happy I got
no.
to show you both artworks, to be completely honest. Of the creepy dude.
no! Thanks,
Dude,
thanks for that.
I'm scared now. How big is that sword compared to Eevee? To know how big that thing
sword
is.
probably it's taller than Eevee.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's a long sword. So long swords are designed to be fought with using both hands.
But it's a sword that's like proportional to a human.
Exactly. So it's like think of it as like the blade is 3 feet.
So it's a toothpick to this
Yeah.
entity.
Yeah. So
Oh
that
my
kind of
gosh.
implies that this entity is at least 30 to 40 feet tall.
Holy
Thanks,
cow.
I hate it.
Yeah.
That's so cool, but gosh dang.
Meanwhile, back on campus for this first week, what do people want to do? You have a whole bunch of time to yourselves. I know Syntax wanted to poke around and do some things, but once Trent is back, we can figure that out. Trent is back, so we can figure it out.
I heard I didn't make it into the temple.
Yeah.
He did, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, we're all good.
Indiana Jones style, slid under the door.
Oh my god. So Trent, I know that you had some plans for Syntax during this break. First half of the break, you guys have, well, I mean, I guess you can do whatever. Just know Evelina will be back for the second half.
Fun. First, he wants to give Nim something.
No.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hang on, I gotta look up what it's called.
Because
oh
gifts
God,
have
never
been
play
going
an
so well for
artificer.
Nim, I will say that Della, while Syntax is looking that up, Della, who is your essentially tutor for a while there, has extended an invitation to you to also extend to the rest of your friends that Witherbloom, for those who are still staying on campus, is having a little end of semester party.
Yes.
It's not going to be too crazy. She
We'll
throws
see about
some
that.
she throws some shade toward like Prismari and Silverquill about those being like, you know, like parties. Like this is more of a like not to be weird. This is a like let's have a seance and play with a Ouija board while
Let's
smoking
go,
weed.
dude.
Like that's this kind of party.
All right.
So funny.
Yeah, so like it's very much so a different type of party, right? Like it's
Nim's
not going to
type
be
of
like
party.
it's not a rager, right? Like
How
there's
that attitude?
no, but I mean I'm just saying like the kind of idea of it. It's going to be in
Not
that
a
little
Xanther party.
yeah. It's not one that like Xanther's not. You're not gonna like not remember anything in the morning unless you got possessed. But
We'll see.
With Nim?
it's in the lodge on Silverquill campus, the one where you do your independent or your studying with Della, and she works as a like T. Apparently, apparently Della says this completely earnestly, like this is something really fun, is that apparently Willow Dusk is going to be there. Willow
Cool.
Dusk, you know, is the treant that like stopped you from walking into Detention Bog and getting trapped
Of
there.
course.
Also the treant that recruited you to campus. For some reason, Della seems like super excited that Willow Dusk is joining.
Hell yeah.
It's very much so a party that like professors are invited to, but apparently only Willow Dusk said that she'd go.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. They were trying to get to Vash.
Yeah,
that
right.
was like
Fuck
the
you.
goal.
Oh my god!
The goal was to get to Vash, and his response was, "Why? Like, why would I go to that?"
Oh my god. Why?
Which Della's like, I was trying not to be insulted, but
Aw.
Damn.
so that is something. It will be during this first half of the
Fuck yeah.
week. But meanwhile, Syntax, what did you want to do?
Nim's just gonna come back to his dorm. Syntax will be waiting for Nim to come back to like the common room, and there'll
Okay,
just
yeah.
be this like very nice box that's it's a present. It's a present. It's
Aw.
very, very stupidly wrapped in a very particular, beautiful way. Because
Stupidly wrapped beautifully.
Well, you know how you see those fucking videos of it's like, we're just gonna make a simple bow, and it's like a 30-minute video.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay,
Says
yeah.
Nim on it.
I believe
Nim,
it.
I got
Aw.
you something.
He's like shambling in the dorm with like all his shit. He's like been
The
out like
gremlin
collecting
Moss.
whatever.
What?
Who the fuck knows what he's been collecting?
It's Monday Moss Day, so you know.
Exactly.
It's like the cartoon
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Hurry up
Nim
and
is the
open this
epitome of the
before
side
I-
eye a dog gives you when they have something in their mouth that you need to get out of their mouth.
A knife? No.
No.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, he'll just like drop all his shit and be like, "Oh, for me," and he'll take it in his hands and like very carefully
Oh,
like,
it's heavy. It's fucking heavy.
"Oh, it is." Okay, he'll
Yeah.
like go to pick it up and like kind of be like, "Oh, whoa."
It's like 40 pounds.
Oh my
What?
god!
He'll be like, "Why is
Don't
it
ask how
so
I got this in
heavy?"
here.
It's like Big Top
Don't
Burger. You
ask
can't
how I
even pick
got
it up.
this in here?
Yeah, I mean, Syntax is fucking not strong.
Oh,
Oh, I get it. I was thinking like illegal.
Yeah.
Continue.
No. Well, maybe.
Well, probably.
Go ahead, open it up. Don't worry, you can't break it. Probably.
Oh my god.
Okay, he'll take off the lid.
Okay. It is just the most basic looking, big ass clay pot full of dirt. That's it.
He's enamored. What's the clay pot look like?
It is just like it's more like those like curved one. It's kind of like it's not like how we see just like the dumb looking ones.
Yeah,
It's kind of like an urn.
nice.
It does not look fancy at all. The
Cool.
dirt doesn't look fancy at all.
Yeah, Nim's gonna stick his hand in it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Excellent. I'm not going to tell you what it does.
Oh no.
You're not?
No. I'm going to let you figure it out, and if you don't, I'll consider you too stupid to have figured out the gift.
Okay, thanks.
I would suggest
Thanks.
planting something in it.
Doesn't matter what?
Walks away. That's all I wanted
Holy
to do.
shit.
Okay, thanks.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
There you go. If you do that right, something good will happen.
Okay, thanks.
I half expected it to be like dust of itching and sneezing, and
Oh my God.
and he just shoved his hand into it, so it's just gonna be like
I was fully prepared for that.
Nah, it's just dirt in a clay pot.
I
I love that. Is there anything else anyone else wanted to do? Ryza, there is obviously some Prismari stuff going on. Xanther casually mentions like this rager that he's going to. And there's like, wait, you didn't get invited to that? Oh, I'm sure they meant to. And then like extends the invitation to you and everyone else because like, hey, you guys are so cool. Again, keep in mind he's just like insanely popular for no reason other than being gorgeous. So like he gets invited to fucking everything.
I believe it.
So like he's like, oh yeah, it's with grad students. I'm the only freshman going. I'm sure it's fine if you go too. You know, stuff like that.
God. Precious. Wholesome.
But yeah. So there is stuff like that going on. Aurora's not on campus anymore. She is back at home, trying to recover her memories because she has forgotten 3 years.
Makes sense.
She will
It
be
sucks.
back, just so you know, she'll be back as a freshman again next year.
Damn.
Mm.
Question outside of the
Yeah.
the game is Aurora, when she does come back to campus, more likely than not, she's not gonna have her memory back by then, right?
No, she will not. Her memory is never coming back, as far as you are aware. And as far as
Okay.
all of Strixhaven is aware, like they've set their magical minds to it, and they do not see a way to recover her memory.
Then this is kind of out of character, but I also think Ryza will take up Xanther on their offer to see.
Yes.
I think she's gonna be curious and wants to go, and also kind of get her out of her shell. So let's do it.
Okay. Now I need to get the Bard core pumped up.
A
Kicks.
rager.
All ye bully rooks. But yeah. Fuck. Let's do that next. Sorry, guys. We'll get to the.
No, don't be sorry.
The Rager is like the weekend before break actually hits, right? Because everyone's gonna party super hard, be like hungover for 3 days, and then go see family.
This is a Prismari party?
Yes, Prismari party.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Excellent. We know some Prismari.
It is taking place in the Fury Gale.
Oh,
Of
fuck.
course.
Ooh.
And so think of it literally, it's a rave. It is literally a rave. There is music banging. The music is mixing with it. There's
Question.
literally like a laser light show because you're in a like jumble of magical energy. Like, yeah. Sorry. Yes, Trent?
This is to Dylan. Does Ryza tell Syntax at all that she's going to this party?
Yes, she would.
Oh my god. Okay. The day of it, Syntax is gonna have a fucking really sexy, cool party outfit for us.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
We're talking like the freaking stretchy fabric, some fishnets, some,
Yeah.
some neon.
It's like
Fuck it, I
so
don't care.
not
Full
Ryza.
Coachella.
No. It's like, yeah, you'll be comfortable in this. Here you go. Let's do your hair.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, if you say so.
You can wear my boots. You'll be 3 inches taller. Shit like that.
Oh my god.
There are like people in the Fury Gale doing like finger dancing things, you know, like with the.
Oh
little,
Oh my
like,
god, like a ring!
yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have the little lights
amazing.
on their
Yeah,
hands?
but it's they're doing like prestidigitation, right? So it's like
Okay.
they're just, yeah, but like
That's
it's literally,
amazing.
and then the like, you know,
Oh my
like that
God.
video of like everyone underneath that underpass, just like,
Oh, look at the cyber
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. So it's that
So
combined with
good.
just like there are definitely people just in the middle, absolutely doing drugs. Like, you know, it's a college rave. You don't know what
Oh,
the
wait,
drug
even
is, but you're
better.
pretty sure it's something that like one of them quite literally created, like through magic. They're like, this'll help. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be fucking weird. Like
And
it's
art is
like
bad.
it's art. It's art.
Where'd you
Their art
go?
is that this is like
Oh
an
my
existential
gosh.
experience. Like, try this. It'll make you think you have become a tomato. Like that is all it does. You're convinced
I
you're
love
a tomato.
VeggieTales. I love
I've
VeggieTales.
got more for this outfit because I can apparently do more.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
I'm going to use my last 2 magical tinkerings. So when Ryza moves in their outfit, like, you know how like if you like moved a glow stick really quick, it leaves that like trail of light? It does
Oh
that.
shit.
So you have a Tron outfit.
Oh.
Nice.
Let's go.
You get there.
Also,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Keep
I
going.
can do another one, I know.
Fucking.
I'll let you decide, Dylan, so you can add your flair to this. You can decide when it comes up. You can add either like really cool smell or like visual effect that goes along with it. So I'll let you decide that maybe if it comes
Cool.
up. But yeah, Syntax will just kind of like look you up and down and just smirk and go, break hearts, and send you out.
Okay.
Obsessed.
Thanks, Tax.
Oh my god.
The moment
I'm
y-
off.
the moment you get there, you're like, oh shit, I like kind of don't know anyone here.
Oh.
But that thought lasts for all of like 30 seconds. I'll say long enough that you're like about to not like deal with this. And then all of the sudden you just hear from the distance, yo!
Oh my god.
And then Xanther wearing like just a Speedo. But like with like a family crest in the front, you know?
No way.
But it's like the
No.
crest of Prismari, you know?
gosh.
Like comes
So
running
funny.
up to you. Like he's in a Speedo and it's like oiled. Like he's oiled his chest, you know?
No.
But and then he gets up to you and you're like, oh wait, no, that's not oil. He's just very sweaty. And then somehow he smells like daisies, which is incredible. How?
It's not even a spell. Xanther can just do that.
Yeah, I mean he's an earth genasi, I think. So like, yeah, his
He can
BAO
just
is
do that.
actually just plants. I'm kidding, no. But I know, wouldn't that be amazing? Okay.
Right.
Super jealous.
But he gets there and he's like, "You look so good, yeah, rise up," and like doing the
Holy
like
shit.
flex as you know, like rise up, yeah.
Oh my god.
And then before you even know what's happening, he's lifted you up onto his shoulder and is literally holding onto your ankles and running into the middle of it.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And the worst part or best part is that you know 100% that he's completely sober. Like this is
believe
just him.
man.
Oh.
It's like he doesn't have to because he's
Yeah.
his personality.
Yeah.
High on life.
Like
Yeah.
Living like
at one
Larry.
point he just starts doing flips. He tries to get you to do flips with him too. Before he realizes, wait, you're not the one in the gymnastics club. Sorry. It's like your
my
whole group is, so like I'm used to seeing all of you there. But
my God.
yeah. Oh shit! He shoves you towards the band. And then they like pull out essentially a magical like amp cable that can like plug into your fucking ocarina.
No way.
It's now an electric ocarina. Roll a performance check with me, please. With advantage because you look so fucking fly that like it doesn't matter if you sound good. Everyone's gonna be okay.
Oh my god.
Amp on an ocarina.
That's awesome.
That is a fucking 20. But you have advantage, so you could crit. So go again.
Go for the crit. Go for the crit.
Crying.
Yo!
Oh my
It's
god.
so painfully close. People lose their fucking minds. You literally, one of the people who thinks that they're a tomato, like full on, like sprouts. Like they think they've become a tomato plant just because of your music. Like there's Xanther has like he's crowd surfing like as you're doing this. People are losing their minds. What song do you play? It doesn't matter what you choose because you
Party rock anthem.
on the ocarina.
So I got the perfect song. If you are familiar with Ocarina of Time, Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda. Yeah. So I want to play Sierra's song if you're familiar with that. It goes,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
Holy shit.
So you play this song, and it like is essentially the trap remix of that. Because it's the electric ocarina, right? It's essentially the like cable has augmented it with thaumaturgy. That's really the best way to put it. So everything you're doing like vibrates the ground with like super low basses and all this stuff. And every note, like the notes literally shoot out because the Fury Gale is just wild magic, right? So like there's a laser light show to the Sierra Song like ocarina trap remix.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Every time the beat drops,
Yeah.
I bet it exists.
Like
I bet
fireworks.
someone's made it.
The whole ground like vibrates with it too. You
Melody, I'm listening to it right now. I
Yes.
funny
Share
enough,
the
we
link.
actually probably could play the song on here, just not the trap
Oh my
mix
God.
because it is a
no, I'm
video
listening
game.
to the fucking dubstep. mix.
There's
It's
actually a
amazing.
why am I not
Oh my
surprised? But yeah,
gosh.
so that's happening.
It's
You
really
literally are suddenly the coolest freshman ever. And like Xanther's doing like, I know her. I'm friends
Holy
with
shit.
her. She's so cool. Her name's
shit.
Riza. She's
yeah.
she's in the band.
Rice like the Xanther's like,
She's in the
I know you
band.
Yeah. He's like, I can't play music as he points back at you.
Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah, it's an incredible night because after that happens, like you'll be just out on the dance floor and someone will come up to you and be like, play a note for me. And you're like, okay, I guess. You like pull out your ocarina, play literally just one note, and they're like, yeah, and like lose their minds. Like, you know, it's very much like the scream, rip shirt open, run away kind of thing. Prismari know how to party.
sure.
You're also pretty sure none of them are gonna remember tonight.
Probably not.
There are many a drug and many an alcohol that are definitely not legal, but somehow very present. Is Riza curious?
oh,
No.
Riza definitely is gonna have a few drinks because she remembers from earlier in the campaign how much she enjoyed that.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
So, I will say, halfway through, you bump into someone.
This
And this woman is very excited and like congratulates you on the awesome performance and all this stuff. And then you see something like click in her eyes, and she like trying to like be all cool. And then you realize who the fuck is here and who this is. And like she was super into it. It was like, this is so cool. And then she realizes that you're like, oh, you're that Riza.
Oh
But
shit.
like at the same time, it was really good. So like she's essentially she compliments you and is like, but don't tell them that like we're cool. But like if you act like I've ever been nice to you, I will deny it. And
God.
yeah. At one point you
Incredible.
think you see Quintilius somewhere. Also shirtless, but far less impressive. Like he's very much so like he looks like a 13-year-old. Like not really, he's 16, but like it's very much so like it's not impressive. Like he's just this shirtless twink in a corner. And then there's like
Quintilius sucks. That's his best charm.
yeah, he's like this shirtless twink in a corner that like definitely a few
Aw.
people there are into that. But like there's also then Xanther who has like a crowd around him like of people literally hanging off of his bicep as he like lifts them up and down. And he's like, yeah, it's like you're made of feathers. So yeah.
He's fucking roasting the man.
Yeah. But yeah, Quintilius, you're like, oh, you're trying. Like he's in shape, but he's also just scrawny. Like it's just his body type.
Oh.
He looks at you and waves. He yells something at you, but you can't hear what he's saying. Yeah. He does something, you're assuming prestidigitation or thaumaturgy or something, and you can hear his voice now as it's been amplified. And he's like, I said good job! And it's like a little too loud that it like kind of ruins the vibe for like the people immediately around him. They're like, and you hear one of them like, fucking freshman. You know, like
Give him a thumbs up, like,
Oh my God.
he does 2 thumbs up, and then he like runs over to you and he's like, I thought I was a tomato for 45 minutes. He's like, I would not recommend it. It's nighttime and the stress of trying to photosynthesize is horrifying.
are you having a good time?
I think. Again, it's a little hard to translate plant thoughts to human thoughts, but I am. I think. He smiles. He's definitely still on something.
Okay.
You just don't know what.
Amazing.
Okay, all right, Quintilius. Well, be safe, okay? I'm glad you're having fun, though.
He says something about like the smell of rainbows, and then that's about it. And then he. Yeah, no, there's absolutely going to be a con check at the end of this. Speaking of, is there anything else you would like to do tonight?
Yes. So is Rubina still like within the vicinity?
Yeah, she's still around.
And Xanther, like, is he far from me, or where is he exactly?
Xanther's always in the middle of everything. So because of that, he's never too far away.
I'll be like, hey, Rubina, I was wondering, drink often.
Do you drink often? Is that what you said?
Hey, drink, yes.
She's like, when the mood strikes, I will.
How about right now?
She looks around and is like, of course I am. You are too.
And I'm gonna look over at Xanther and be like, hey! Xanther!
Yeah, right. He's like trying to come up with a nickname. You can see him really trying. Bread!
Just ride. It's okay.
Right, Bread! What's up? And then he like comes like trotting on over.
That was so good.
Hey, Rubina and I are about to share a drink. Would you like to share one with us?
Fuck yeah! Shots!
I'm obsessed.
He like goes over to the stand.
I love him.
The alcohol is like the only thing here that's technically legal, pretty much. Like, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You go to the drink stand.
Go. I said, okay. You guys ready? And we do, 3, 2, 1, cheers.
Okay.
Down.
All three of
You
you.
guys want another one? You guys
Um,
want another one?
Xanther takes a moment, and you can see that he's really like assessing if he can handle another one. Like, he's not just getting crazy drunk. Like, again, this is the guy who's about like consent and all of that. Like, he's gonna make sure he can still control himself, right? Because he's a himbo, damn it.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, he like Rubina immediately is like fuck yeah. And then Xanther's like, I can probably do another. I've got a big body mass, so that means I metabolize alcohol faster. Or I guess not faster, it just doesn't hit me as hard because I have enough body mass to counteract it.
You're pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like poking his muscle. Like
He's like, oh yeah, it's big, right?
like, yeah, just a little bit. Okay, ready?
Fuck yeah. And
3,
then
2, 1, down the
yeah,
hatch.
go for it. I need you to roll a con save.
We're all drinking water now.
I know. Yeah.
What'd you roll?
Crit fail.
Yes.
I'd like to point out both you and Rubina are fucking hammered.
Fantastic.
crit
I
fail
need
on this
you. Oh, I know. Roll me a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Well,
I'm debating if I should do this or not, but I think I'm going to.
think-
So that's the end of the night because you don't remember anything else.
Oh no.
great.
I will say
Shit.
you wake up with a pounding headache the following day
Mm.
in a
Where?
very like sickeningly soft bed.
Oh no.
It's like feather blankets, like feather everything. And you look to your side, and none other than Rubina is laying next to
There was so many names.
Oh,
you. You are apparently in her bedroom, and you don't remember how you got here. And you have a very bad hangover.
oh,
Dressed.
Amazing.
Rubina here.
Oh yeah, Rubina's passed out in
Is
the
she
bed.
sleeping?
Yeah.
oh man.
Holy
Dressed?
What?
Like,
Are they dressed? I'm afraid.
I mean, I'll leave that open to your interpretation, I suppose.
leave
I know
that
what
to the
mine is.
imagination.
Yeah, again. Yeah, that's up to your interpretation.
I'll just say from Riza's perspective, she wakes up and she's like, "What am I doing here? I don't like you at all." So, I don't know.
Are you going to try to sneak out?
Yes, I am gonna try.
Okay,
to
roll
sneak
a
out.
stealth check with disadvantage because you're hungover.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Stumbles.
but she also has disadvantage.
Yeah, she also, again, I'm subtracting 2 from her passive perception.
I rolled a 13.
You manage to hit, you stumble over something, and you're pretty sure that would have woken up any normal person, but instead Rubina just kind of grumbles and rolls over onto her other side, and doesn't wake up.
Emerson, I thought you were gonna say you stumble over her auric mask.
No,
Oh,
no.
Damn.
Oh no.
That'd be too predictable.
I know.
If you stayed here until morning, maybe, but I mean, it is morning. I'm joking.
Mm.
Not staying for breakfast.
Crit fails at parties, man.
Yeah.
It gives us hangover. Like, you know, at least you don't have a neck tattoo. Well, you don't know.
Haven't checked yet.
Ow, I think you know.
Would he, though? Would she?
Why's my neck hurt like hell?
Ow!
Missing a tooth,
Damn.
face tattoo, you know.
Oh my god.
gosh.
Low
There's
rise.
a finger in the water, you
Little
know.
rye.
Little rye
Little
bread.
bread.
Just
Oh.
My
it's
little rye bread.
rye on one peck, bread right here, you know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
so you stumble out into like the common area. Yeah, definitely disheveled. It's definitely the walk of shame. The only there are a few people in the common room. It is probably like 10 or 11 in the morning. You do see Quintilius laying on one of the couches, just with an ice pack over his eyes, like just right here, just like laying with his feet raised, very much so not paying attention to anyone. It looks like he definitely did not have the best night either, or he might have had too good of a night.
Damn.
I'm gonna try and get out of there without like being noticed. Just trying to be cool about it. Just like,
Stealth check with disadvantage. Meanwhile, other players, you guys weren't at a party. Would
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
be up at 10 a.m.? Would you be in the central common room?
Syntax knew what he was doing. He's waiting to see how Ryza's doing.
Okay, well, you try to stealth, and you literally are looking at Quintilius, and you just walk into Syntax.
Even so soon.
Hey.
Again, keep in mind, I will preface, all of these doors are magical.
Yeah.
So there's no way that anyone will know what you left from. But you are still very evidently doing the walk of shame.
Yeah, that part's pretty obvious. But hey Syntax, thanks for helping with my outfit last night.
You're welcome. Who'd you go home with?
Oh, no. Somebody nice.
Roll a fucking deception check with disadvantage.
No. Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
good at this. Oh shit. Alright.
Okay,
Ooh.
19.
Oh.
Fuck.
Ooh, stunning.
A disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you still have
shit.
disadvantage on this, so...
No!
7.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, Syntax, use your judgment.
Syntax doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, if that's... Yeah, I mean...
Look, your fun is your fun. I'm not going to press into that. Did you
Okay,
have a good time?
yeah, I did. I think I made new friends, but be
I'm
quite
proud
honest
of you.
with I wish I remembered what happened, but I did have a good time.
You have a vague feeling that you need to be out in the sunlight right now.
No.
That
You
like
don't
you need
look
to
quite well.
eat and be in the sunlight, like photosynthesis now.
oh.
Yeah, I think I need to get out of here.
Here, take my arm.
I-
We can go outside.
Oh, thank you, Syntax.
Like again,
Get you some fresh air.
you don't remember, but you're pretty sure you might have thought you were a tomato at some point last night.
The best kind of party. You think you're a
You're
tomato.
doing decent. Quintilius was a fucking mess last night.
You just hear from the couch a muffled, "I heard that. You're not wrong, but I still resent it." There's just like a sassy hand poking up from the couch.
You're fine.
Quintilius was the one. He thought he was a tomato.
Hey, so did you, Ryza. Oh my goodness.
Quintilius is a tomato.
I would say I was gonna come up with another fruit, but I can't right now, so I'll just accept that. Ryza was one too, though, I will say. Things got crazy second half of the night. Ryza was on fire, quite literally at one point.
I didn't know you
Oh.
had this side to you.
None of
Yeah.
us did.
Commentary.
Animal.
Commentary.
I was just having a really good time. I
As
just had
you
a really-
deserve.
Thanks, thank you. Are we outside yet? Because I could really use some sun.
We're literally standing outside. I can't believe you can't
Oh, really?
tell. Yes.
Oh, I can't tell. My eyes are still closed. It's hard to open them, and I squint. Oh, how are you, Syntax?
I'm working on projects.
Uh,
At
Do
the
you
same
know any?
Oh, sorry. Keep going. You're good. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Never mind. I don't think you can help me on this, unfortunately, Ryza. You don't know much about potion making, do you?
oh, unfortunately, I do not. Even if I did, I can't process anything right now.
Yeah,
You're
Ryza,
right.
why
You
did Syntax
just-
bring you out?
You laid it.
Why did Syntax bring you outside? You have a hangover and it's so fucking bright.
I thought the sun would feel nice, but now I can't open my eyes. But now I want to go back inside.
I hate taking Come, let's get you some food.
Oh,
Syntax is like
I-
looking for somebody who's better at taking care of people now, realizing that he's bored.
Xanther comes jogging up, having gone up for a morning run.
Fuck him.
He's
Oh my
like,
God.
he's radiant. Like, he looks totally fine. You never would have
Fuck
known he was
this
at a
guy.
party. And he comes up,
Fuck this guy.
hey, it's the party head.
Oh my god.
Never knew you were such a wild child, Ryza. Good on you, Syntax, for taking care of your pal. He claps you on the back a little overly forcefully.
Ow.
As he just keeps jogging away, whistling the Sarah's tune from Ocarina of Time.
Xanther,
Oh, yeah? He jogs literally backwards, back up to you.
I may have considered this was your fault. Looks over at Ryza looking like shit. Were you not taking care of our friend?
Oh, no, we were great. We did a ton of shots together. It was nice. Kept on checking
Then
with
you can-
Ryza to make sure that Ryza still wanted to take shots, and she definitely,
great. Well,
she would not
you can-
let go of him. Literally, I tried
you
to
can
take them
take
out of
care
her
of her
hand after
now.
the 7th.
Ooh.
Is that a lot?
I don't know. I don't drink.
Oh, well, he shrugs. I've got a high tolerance.
Good. How high?
I mean, it's typically the 13th that I start feeling it.
Would you say that you... I may need you to try some things for me sometime.
Yeah,
As a
whatever.
friend.
Yeah, totally. I'm down.
You'll drink anything?
I mean, most anything.
All right.
You know, you gotta at least try things once, you know? You can't say you don't like a food if you haven't tried the food.
Good to know.
Cool.
Go on your walk. Go do your exercise.
It's more of a
thing.
jog, but yeah.
Kind of a waste.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later. Finger guns you.
I don't know.
But I hate him for the fucking jogging the next morning.
I figured that would be the most insulting.
It is.
Really?
He's like
Fuck that guy.
drinking like a protein drink as he's jogging, you know. Looks radiant and perfect. Everyone else is fucked up, you know.
Fuck
Great.
Xanther, what the fuck?
I don't think we have to
Oh.
finish the scene. Syntax will take care of Ryza. They don't understand how. You need probably gets frustrated inside, outside, food, no food. But
You're like, I don't
whatever.
eat. What is the deal? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Nim at some point probably stumbles on by carrying toads. I don't know.
Carrying a fucking pot, not
Yeah,
understanding.
carrying a pot with like a toad planted in it. Like you just see the toad legs sticking up out of it.
Dude, that's my emotional support pot.
I love that Melody's not here for us to
Yeah, isn't here for
Literally
fix the
just-
She left
statement. I know,
immediately
it's
as
great.
Nim was brought up.
Astrid, what are you doing during the break?
Oh. I don't think she'd go to Goldheart right away due to the Necrocore thing.
Let's
I think
go.
she'd wait.
Okay.
Are you not going to go?
Well, because I didn't know if you had something planned, because she would have invited Syntax.
Let's talk about it then.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys have a 2-week break. You are expected to deliver it during this break.
Okay.
The question is when. You could leave early, you could leave late, you could use school as an excuse to not stay there long, or...
Astrid is going to go talk to Syntax about it first.
Are we going to
Cool.
do a group figure this out, or are we just going to do it the two of us? I don't care either way.
I personally think, character-wise, it makes sense for you two to talk about it, but that doesn't mean the rest of the group can't conveniently notice you all are leaving and, you know, insert themselves into this adventure.
All right. Fair enough. But yeah, Astrid's going to go look for Syntax for a one-on-one chat.
A few days
Okay.
after the Ryza fiasco, Ryza, you're thoroughly embarrassed. At this point,
Are
you
you?
are known as the party girl.
Damn.
That
Rye
is
bread.
what you are known as. Rye bread is your party name, apparently.
It's a good
I
one.
need
like
I
there's
need to
every
make a
once in a
tattoo
while.
design.
every once in a while, like someone will see you and they're like, "Hey!" and they like high five you, and you have no clue who the fuck they are.
Hey.
Or another time, someone will see you and be like, "You!" and you're like, "What? What? Why are you so angry?" You know. So you don't really know. Definitely stuff went down, and you have a feeling that'll be haunting you for a good long while.
I need to design a rye bread tattoo.
Fucking do it.
I will.
Please do.
Just a really shitty one.
Yeah, so real quick before we get into the Syntax Astron scene, Nim, is there anything you want to do during break?
Yeah, he wants to go to the party.
Okay, nice. We will do that in just a moment. Let's have our discussion scene with Syntax and Astron, then we'll do the party scene. Then we may go to Goldheart.
Cool.
Also, you missed it, but we said that while Ryza was having a hangover, Nim just casually walked past with a toad buried upside down in the pot.
That's accurate.
You have to
Like
tell
just
me
the
what to
two
do
little
with that, or
legs
I can't-
twitching out of the dirt.
I will let you know what he does with it.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, that was a joke, but yeah.
Syntax is gonna knock on Astron's door one day.
He just answers
Just
it.
again. It's like I assume that there's a similar knock at this point where you could just tell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That knock has too much sass in it. Syntax.
Standing there directly in the door frame. Time for schemes.
Especially if you use your fake arm, and it's like that one sounded a little bit too metal.
I don't know why Time for Schemes is like my favorite thing I've heard all day, and I'm giving you inspiration just for Time for Schemes.
Just for that
I
random
know
shit.
it's. I know there's been so many good
Get
things.
that on a shirt.
But Time for
Yeah.
Sure, I'll
Schemes.
take it.
Also,
Time
I'm
for
sorry,
Schemes.
Dylan. Fucking playing the ocarina song. Also take fucking inspiration. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fucking hell.
Hell yeah.
We need to make shirts now. Just time for schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Comic Sans font.
Time for scheme.
Hot pink.
Hear me out. Oh,
So, you've had some time. Have you figured out how we want to do this? Or am I going to pull all the weight?
well, I mean, you offered to recreate a fake one. I was going to
Yes,
ask
but
you
are
how
we
that was
just
coming
going to
along.
go, it's done. I don't know. Emerson, can I
Yeah,
make
you're
a
fine.
replica?
You're totally
Then
fine. I'll
sure.
just have you roll a check with Tinker's tools,
check.
I guess,
boy.
which you have proficiency with. So just
Dude,
this will be sleight of hand, let's say.
Please.
No, because how about this? What skill do you think it should be?
sleight of hand is fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so roll sleight of hand.
Bing. I get to roll a dice tonight.
The goal is to get everyone to at least roll a die.
It's a 23.
Disgusting. That is the DC for someone discovering that it is fake. The only
Eee.
other way that they will figure out that it is fake is if they try to use it
23?
or open.
Yeah, exactly.
But looking at it, it moves around. It looks at people. You're an artificer. It's a magical item. However, I will say, for it to move around and do all of that, it does need to use one of your like magic item slot things.
Yep, great. I'll take them both off the costume.
Yeah, so just one of those has to be used for this. Essentially, you're putting minor illusion into it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, holds it up. Like, yeah, of course it's done. Looks
It's
exactly like the one you're
incredible.
probably holding.
it's
Ashton's
incredible.
just gonna like grab it and be like, oh shit.
The only
Like,
difference
Syntax-
is I marked it with this tiny dot on the bottom so we don't get it mixed up.
Fucking smart. Okay, good. I was
Like,
gonna,
it's like-
because I was tempted. I was very tempted.
All I
That
could
would have
think
been
of is,
amazing.
like-
How do we know which one it is? Break it open and see. Oh, we'll
Release the
still-
devil.
we
Oh,
Still fuck this up. Because
All I
unless you're
could think-
looking, you won't know. I don't know.
yeah. You did specify it's on the bottom, so if it's ever
Yeah, I
like,
did.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
You
I'm not
said
giving
that,
up.
It
and
could
all-
still be.
You said dot, and all I immediately thought of was like those bright green like store dot stickers.
No, it's just like the tiniest little like.
It's like a dent in the
divot.
metal.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But I like the
I'm
dot
just- I'm
sticker.
just-
One is a green dot, one is
I'm
a
just-
red dot.
I'm just still imagining the bright green sales
It's so
sticker.
stupid.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I don't want to die turning this in. Are we going to turn this in and dip immediately after? Because I'm sure there's plans for this, and the second they try to do anything with it, they're going to find out it's not magical.
Well,
We could
I-
just say this is what we found.
this is true.
And then if it's not magical, it wasn't when we found it. How good are you? How good at lying are you?
Let me look at my numbers.
Tell me something about your past that isn't true.
Well,
You should probably,
think?
real talk, do like the 2 truths and a lie. Because otherwise, it's just literally, tell me a lie. Huh, are you lying?
honestly.
Up to you, though.
Oh.
Also,
Throw
I
on
think
the
it's kind of
spot with
fun.
the 2 truths and a lie.
So
Yeah, I think the 2 truths and a lie is kind of fun, too. So, like, good luck.
I can do
Go.
that. I can do that. I'm just looking at my notes real quick.
You're
So
like
I can give
frantically
the
forgot
truths.
whole backstory. Yeah, I feel that. That was me, like with
Under pressure, I
Evelina.
forgot.
I had the names like prepped, and I was like, now I don't know any of it
What are
anymore.
names?
Like
Under
2
pressure, I
women.
forgot everything.
Ah. So I'm watching the
Alright.
Owl House. Oh, never mind. You're good. Keep going.
You
Yeah, I was
Tell me
just gonna
about that
say
later.
Hootie
We'll
is
talk
just
about it
Evelina's
after. We only have
bastard
15
child,
minutes.
like brother.
what?
Wow.
Keep going.
Never
Incredible. Sorry, keep going. I interrupted. I love it. Keep going.
I was just okay for so 2 truths, 1 lie. That's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
Sure.
If you want.
All right.
Sorry, you don't have to. I just thought it'd be fun.
Well, which would be better? Like, because I assume you're gonna have me roll.
You're gonna give 2 truths and a lie just straight out, and then I'm gonna roll. Have you give a roll at the end, and depending on how bad your roll is, you may give Trent a hint or not.
Okay.
Make a
Alright.
game out of it, right? It's fun.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
again,
I
I'm
was
trying to
just
get
trying to-
everyone to make rolls. We just have to get Melody to roll now.
All
Roll
right.
for partying. I'm good at that.
Hell yeah.
All right. So. Go to Irish for 2 seconds.
All right, so.
So.
I mean,
no
to be
weapons
fair,
on the table.
Astrid did have that accent for a while. For the one session
Oh
before
my god,
you took
you're
her.
right.
She's a rogue. She could have more than one
Yeah.
for disguising.
Yeah.
You know how to do. All right. So, I'll give you 2 truths and a lie, and you can figure out which ones they lie.
For free. Wow.
I know, so generous of me.
I know.
So, syntax is the fucking worst. I love it.
I know.
All right, so I have 1 sister. I am part of a rogues guild. I do not know where my blood parents are.
Roll a deception for me.
Please
Is your sister prettier?
Jesus.
Ouch. Syntax just fucking.
What'd you say?
Is your sister prettier?
Fuck you, man.
That's a 20. Yeah, you don't fucking know. So, yeah, no hint for Trent. Hint for Trent. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
Either I don't pay enough attention to you, or you are an excellent liar. I don't know. I assume you're in a rogues guild. Isn't that the whole point of all of this? You steal, you break locks.
LPB.
You don't seem like the type to care for family enough to have a sister. But if your dad, your father, your dad, daddy, what do you prefer?
Father.
Father. Formal. If he isn't your actual father, this is less interesting to me. So let's hope that's
I
a
will
truth.
give you
I'm
a
gonna
free.
say that you don't have a sister.
You are correct.
To be fair, I did guess, so I couldn't tell which one was the lie. Well done. You can do all the lying then. I'll be the pretty one.
I was going to recommend that I be the one to present it, so I can say what needs to be said, so we can
Fantastic.
get out of
I'll
there
just be your
faster.
friend from school. Mainly, I
That
just want to
works.
show up. I don't care about the actual Necrocore.
Would you still like to meet him?
That is exactly what I want to do. I want to see if he recognizes me once I walk in the room. That's it.
Understandable. Do
And
we
then
want?
maybe some questions after. You know I can't keep my mouth shut.
I know. That's why I was going to make only one request, that you let me take care of handing over the Necrocore and do the talking that has to do
Oh, I
with
assumed
that.
I won't even be there for that.
All right. I don't know how it's going to happen. It depends on how badly he wants it.
Are you going to take the real one just in case things go incredibly bad? Because I'm not dying for your father.
I would not ask you to. If it were to go bad, I would expect you to get out.
I can take care of myself.
I would expect you to leave as soon as you can.
What about yourself?
Don't worry about it.
That's true. You did get yourself into all this on your own.
Against my will, I might add, but no, this is my group. I will not ask anybody to die for it. I would expect you and ask of you to save yourself.
Let's go then.
I will say, though, if things do start to go south, we should come up with some kind of code word to leave immediately. You can pick, since you went to the trouble of making this.
What's your favorite color?
Orange.
There you go.
Good.
With that,
Don't mix it up. And he'll hand the thing over and leave.
When are you guys planning on going?
Immediately.
Immediately. I will also
The next day.
Astrid will not take the real one all the way there.
Okay, but like stash it close by, but not.
She doesn't want to hide it at the school where anybody could accidentally find it, because there's far too many people there. But she would want to find a halfway point that she remembers where it is to stash it.
Okay.
That has very little foot traffic.
Are you telling Syntax this?
I would tell Syntax.
So, unfortunately, but not necessarily unfortunately, you would probably have to hide it somewhere in Goldheart. Because as far as Goldheart and
can it be outside of the boundary of Goldheart?
Yeah, but just keep in mind you will have to venture there because there is a teleportation circle that connects Strixhaven and Goldheart. So
that's why I left it nondescript, because I didn't know.
Yeah. So you will have to venture out to put it there, if that makes any sense.
No, I can do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. In the meantime,
it's your choice. I think we should take it just in case.
I'm worried on the off chance, because this is a magical item of what if there's something to be sensed about it. And if we hand over the fake one, and he can sense the real one, then that's
Your
a bigger
decision.
problem. I would rather stick to the idea of this is the one we've found and the only one. Then it's less our fault that it's not correct.
Fine, just give it to Nim to hold on to.
Absolutely not.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Nim, it's party time.
All right. Well, there's someone he would like to invite if he can find her.
Ooh.
Where's Astrid?
Not there!
Oh no.
We left.
Did y'all already leave?
They're leaving the next day. So I
Okay.
will say that evening you essentially are going to knock on Astrid's door and Syntax walks out of the room.
Oh, hello, Syntax.
Syntax doesn't say anything to you and walks away because Syntax is not here to say anything to you.
Always the moment we talk about someone, they
I
open
know, right? Always.
Oh, since we're bringing me up, bye guys.
First of all, Nim has on a pretty extravagant outfit. He's very excited for
Ooh.
this party. He's got some red moth wings that adorn the outsides of his eyes, kind of like, I don't know, almost like false lashes, but they're like on the sides. And he's got his hair up with like some twigs and nightshade in it. He's got like this black, like shroud of like moss hanging off of him. And he's got some like red wax on his horns, and the tips are on fire on the top two as if they were candles. He's just like, he's going all out for this party, you know?
So are we going to get art of this at some point?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You will,
Just
yes.
double check.
Please.
Because I want to see that.
He's all
Trent,
done up to the nines.
so you did miss that Nim was going to knock on Astrid's door right as you walk out of it. And
we
Nim
weren't
is
having
dressed
sex or anything.
super fancy.
Fancy?
Creepy
Do you want me to describe it again?
Go for it.
No.
No.
Okay, no. Never mind then. You'll see
Nim
the
fancy
artwork.
or
Super
normal
goth.
fancy?
Goth fancy.
Super
Okay.
goth fancy.
But with a Nim
definitely
flair.
it would read as fancy. But kind of it would read as Witherbloom fancy.
Yes.
Oh shit, there's character art? Hang on, I could see it right now.
Wait, did
No,
you already
that's
make
Evie's
it?
mom.
No, I didn't
Oh.
already make it. I'm
I
going
didn't see both
to.
of the Eevee ones.
There will be character art of it.
But yeah.
Where are you going?
To a party. Would you like to come?
Where is it?
Witherbloom at the lodge. Oh wait, no, Silverquill at the lodge.
Witherbloom at the
But it's
lodge.
hosted by Witherbloom.
It's Witherbloom at the lodge. It's at the Witherbloom Lodge.
You said it was it.
Did I say Silverquill? It's
You did.
Witherbloom. I apologize. There is no Silverquill Lodge. There's only the Witherbloom Lodge.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was
Yeah,
like, why
I
are we doing our
apologize.
lessons in the Silverquill
Never
Lodge?
mind.
Oh,
Ignore
okay.
me.
Then he said it right the first time.
Yeah, I
Witherbloom.
fucked it up.
It's okay. Would you like to come?
Is Javash gonna be there?
Maybe. I don't know.
Fine, I'll come.
Great. Astrid, would you like to come? I'm formally inviting you.
What
Javash
kind
is
of
gonna
party is
poke and
this?
see if this is Nim.
Wait, what?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a party is this?
Just a hangout with friends.
Is there a dress code?
No,
Because I see you look different.
you can wear whatever you like. I just wanted to be fancy.
I think I have something I can grab quickly.
Great.
I actually have.
Syntax is just for the first time ever just gonna wear his normal student robes that he didn't make. Fuck it.
It's fancy if you never wear it.
Oh, I don't want to get anything nice dirty.
That's valid, honestly.
door thing, but I was
Can Nim
I'll
see
ask Nim
into
this.
the room?
I believe the door is closed, or are you
Well,
talking
it
with your
opened to go in.
Astrid?
Open,
Well-
but there would be nothing noticeable because by that point, the necrocore would have been put away.
Stashed, yeah.
He
Yeah.
just wants to see in the room.
Then
It's
yeah.
a very nondescript room. There's not much decoration.
Okay.
That's so sweet. Syntaxis has a stripper pole in it.
That tracks.
It definitely does. Come on.
Yeah,
It
does.
tracks.
It's in the middle of the room.
Nim is
Really
gonna
short
turn to
films.
Syntax because Syntax was obviously coming out of Astrid's room and be like, "So what were we talking about?"
I just told you we weren't having sex.
Oh well, that's not what I asked, is it?
Well, nothing important then.
I gave
Is that
him a
all that's
charm
important
bracelet.
to you, Syntax?
I gave Syntax a charm bracelet.
Oh, very nice. Can I
We're
see?
gonna go on a trip.
You're going on a trip to where?
Yeah.
In her favorite rocket ship.
Goldhaven, our disgusting city we both came from.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Can I come?
I think you would hate it. I don't care if you come.
I'd love to see it.
Ryza, this group is here just chatting up a storm right in front of Astrid's room. And you're just like strolling along, and here they are. You can deal with this, but also you can cut the tension between Nim and Syntax with a fucking knife. So, like, do you want to deal with this, or are you gonna? I don't know, man.
Same party that I went to.
No, this is a different party. This is at Witherbloom.
Ryza, would you like to come to a party?
My God.
Yeah, on a side note, all of you know Ryza has the reputation of being a party gal, so.
I'm gonna happen to walk and be like, "Oh, hey guys, what are you guys doing? You guys look nice."
We're going to a party. Would you like to come?
Oh, me?
I heard you're quite the party animal.
I don't know where you got that from.
Nim's gonna do like a little like.
Everywhere. Oh my God. Just all
Syntax is
lanky
gonna,
limbs.
like,
Yep.
point at a piece of bread.
Holy shit. Is this you?
Um, Apparently, it's my new party name. I guess I.
So
Fantastic.
where's the famous ocarina?
Oh, right here in my pocket. I'll go. I'm just gonna watch, okay?
That's fine. Fantastic. Then we're all going.
Mark.
Nim's gonna start walking.
All right.
Yeah,
it's
we're
right
just
now.
going. Yep, right now.
Oh, it's right
That's
now.
why you should always look your best at all
This-
times.
Astrid like grabs like I put it in the character art, but because I was gonna draw her in it, but grabs like this kind of sheer robe thing that's like just totally
Mm.
embroidered with like gold
Ooh.
and celestial stuff
Wow.
all over it.
Super pretty.
Yeah, everyone is having a lot of fun, and then Carly, Evelina's just gonna come back like shaking.
Oh my
Covered in
god!
dirt and dust and sand.
And
We're
blood.
gonna come
Ooh.
back from this party just with the seance, and she's gonna be right there, just
Sunken eyes. Yeah, you know.
haunted.
Speaking of, it is 10:01, and we do have a hard stop time at 10 today. So I apologize,
Probably good.
Melody. You're the only person who didn't get
totally
to roll
fine.
dice.
You know what?
Um,
My thing was being fucky anyway. So.
But we will pick up next session at that party, and then we will be going to Goldheart. While this Goldheart thing is mainly an Astra and Syntax thing,
And
as
now
in
Nim.
gold.
Nim's
Now
coming.
Um,
Oh,
that,
God.
yeah, that does not mean that other people cannot go. Just know that because this has the potential of being a bigger thing.
It's gonna take a while, so you should come if you want to do it.
Yeah, pretty much
Rises
the more
going.
people who go, the more likely of it being a bigger story beat. Like Carly's could have been a bigger story beat if other people went, but because it was just Carly, I kind of had to tell it in a more narrative format as opposed to D&D game format. So the more people who go, the more likely we'll have more actual interactions and stuff in Goldheart. So
We
I
could
highly
talk about it at the party.
yeah, and I will say, Evelina, you are arriving back like now. So you will be back in time.
I thought she was still getting trauma at that point.
At this point, it's kind of been a week or so. We've had 2 parties. We've had meetups. For the sake of you being able to go to Goldheart,
Yeah, exactly.
You will be coming back around now.
We're doing a quick Goldheart. I think Astron wants to do a drop off and go, and Syntax doesn't like that city. So
Yeah, so
we're
the
not
whole
spending
goal is
2
that
weeks
it's
there.
fast. But again, just in case everyone wants to go, it also covers Syntax's story of this is my school friend, if all the school friends show up, you know?
For sure.
Again, just mentioning this from a, I know it might not match with the roleplay goal, but it also could be that no one else other than Astrid and Syntax goes in to meet Urin, right? It's entirely up to you guys. But again, I just in case shit hits the fan, might as well have everyone together. You know what I mean? But we will pick up with the party next time, and then we will go into Goldheart. We do have a hard stop at 10, and it is 10:03. So thank you for playing. Also, thank you, NefDog2008, for the follow a while back. We're happy to have you. We will see you all next Tuesday at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. And until then, have a good week. Yeah, I wish I had a sign-off thing, but I don't. So
It's see you next Tuesday.
okay.
Is it Tuesday yet?
Don't just end it.
Yeah,
Don't explain it.
I'm just gonna end it.